She stated, "I've been treated better than I ever have been as a WNBA player." Now, that is the comment there that is raising eyebrows amongst fans in regards to Kelsey Plum, stating that she's been treated better so far than she has ever been as a WNBA player.
If you haven't heard yet, today was the day the Los Angeles Sparks introduced Kelsey Plum to their organization. And let me tell you, it was definitely a memorable day for her.
You chose the Sparks. What sold you on LA?
The vision. There's a ton of talent in the front court. Obviously, I have a history playing with De'Erica, whom I love, so that was a big part, but also just coach's vision, you know, new coach, new GM, new philosophy, and to be honest, opportunity to lead, opportunity to be one of the best players in the league at a different level and a different scale.
What if I told you the WNBA's most dominant team just became its weakest link? The Las Vegas Aces, once the crown jewel of the league.
And I'm just super grateful for your love and support. No, thanks for being here today, Heather. But really, you know, this day, they call it KP Day, but I think this is just a day for the Sparks and this franchise.
Are now scrambling to stay afloat. But how did it all go downhill so quickly?
Said, like, we're here to compete. So there's expectations to win right away. And I know for me, there is a level of intensity and work ethic that I do bring to the table, but really just I'm grateful for this opportunity to show that being one of the best players in the world and just taking this franchise back to where it's been and where it will continue to go.
In the next few minutes, we'll break down the shocking disintegration of a championship team, from Kelsey Plum's mic drop moment to the massive exodus of talent. We're going to show you exactly how the Aces went from champs to chumps. And trust.
One commenter said Kelsey also doesn't have to go out in press conferences and feed a certain player ego by saying unanimous MVP after every other game. She was winning that MVP with or without the campaign from her teammates. Kelsey can just focus on her game now. The Aces lacking in strong supportive system.
Me? You won't believe what we've uncovered about the real reasons behind this collapse. Throughout the offseason,
she said it's always been leading by example, a level of consistency as a pro. These days, we get caught up in how we feel. It doesn't matter how you feel as a leader. You got to show up and lead. There's a level of competitiveness that has to be consistent every day. It's a culture. Other than that, just having fun. We all play better and enjoy ourselves when we're doing what we love to do.
There's been a lot of behind-the-scenes chatter surrounding the Las Vegas Aces.
See, Plum, Kelsey Plum, not a pear, not a peach, but a plum. Kelsey, salute. Kelsey Plum took her baggage, took her luggage, baggage sounds very negative in connotation. The Aces are the ones that have the baggage. Kelsey Plum took her luggage and went over to LA.
The team seemed completely derailed at the end of the season, sparking speculation about what's going on in Vegas. Did you catch what Kelsey Plum just did?
Oh, I mean, Becky Hammond, you were right. Congratulations, but did you really think it would be this different, a roster? Guys, the Las Vegas Aces are looking a whole lot lighter after some of these trades and free agency signings that have happened. And guys, it's leaving the bench to look a little sparse.
I've been treated better than I ever have been as a WNBA player. That's the comment that's raising eyebrows among fans.
So the latest departures for the Las Vegas Aces include 2 heavy hitters off the bench and 2 former 2023 and 2024 Six Players of the Year.
Kelsey Plum is saying she's been treated better than ever. Can you believe it? This isn't just a new player being nice to her new team. This is Kelsey Plum, fresh off a championship with the Aces.
First up, we have Alicia Clark, who is heading back to her old stopping grounds in Seattle. And we also have Tiffany Hayes, who is taking her talents to the Bay, joining the Golden State Valkyries. And guys, that's not all. In the last few days, we saw Sydney Colson join the Indiana Fever. We saw Kate Martin get taken by the Golden State Valkyries in the expansion draft a little while ago. Alicia Clark, according to Ramona Shelburne of ESPN, the Aces wanted to bring back Alicia Clark. But when Seattle came a-knocking, Alicia was like, you know what? I would love to go back to my WNBA home, which is Seattle. The team that revitalized the modern day super team in the WNBA. They went from dominating the league, winning back-to-back championships, literally having teams craft their roster in order to beat the Aces. That same team that was at the top of the mountain when it came to the WNBA is now the team that did not live up to expectations this year, and is a team that's one by one falling apart in front of our own very eyes.
Throwing some serious shade at her old squad. You might be thinking, didn't Plum just have an amazing season with the Aces? You're right. She was putting up impressive stats.
Natalie Nakase is the head coach of the Golden State Valkyries, and in the expansion draft, she brought over Kate Martin. And look at that. She was also able to pick up Tiffany Hayes as well. So 2 former Aces players are currently with the Golden State Valkyries. We'll see if any more end up joining. Anyway.
I mean, obviously, we have to get better. We have to really take a sharp look at ourselves, look ourselves in the mirror, see our shortcomings, and then, you got to make the moves necessary, whatever that means, to put
17.8 points, 4.2 assists, and 2.6 rebounds per game. She was a key player in their championship run. So why is she suddenly speaking like this? And you chose the Sparks. What sold you on LA?
Oh, guys, the Las Vegas Aces have entered into a little bit of an interesting moment right now. And it's not a cause for panic per se, but it is a cause for what in the world is y'all's strategy? And the reason why is because, yes, there have been a lot of departures, which I'm going to get into, but also there is a huge thing that you all have to keep in mind is that the Las Vegas Aces do not have a GM right now.
Plum explained that there's a lot of talent in the front court, and that her history with Dyer and the new vision from the coach and GM were big factors in her decision. But it goes deeper. She also said she'd been eager for the chance to lead. What does that tell us about her time in Vegas? It sounds like Plum felt restricted, like she couldn't fully show her potential. But why? What was happening behind the scenes that made her feel this way? Plum made it clear that her decision wasn't just about basketball, but also about culture.
And it was done allegedly because Natalie Williams allegedly agreed to pay for De'Arica Hamby's daughter's schooling. That was, put out on social media by De'Arica Hamby, so she basically told on the Las Vegas Aces.
Remember when Hammond got suspended for violating the league's respect in the workplace policy? Yeah, that happened. It's not exactly the kind of thing that screams, put me in charge of everything. But in the chaos that is the Aces front office right now, it might just happen.
They do still have some roster availability. They still can make some trades, possibly make some moves. We'll ultimately see what they do. But y'all really need to get a GM. I'm just saying, really need to get a GM.
She mentioned that in LA, it was about having fun, playing better, and enjoying what they love to do. Reading between the lines, it sounds like the Aces locker room wasn't the happiest place. She even said, "We're here to compete, so there are expectations to win right away."
So, where does this leave the Las Vegas Aces? Well, here is their current roster right here. The good news is that they still have their core in Asia Wilson, Chelsea Gray, and Jackie Young. Plus, they also add in Jewel Lloyd, who can slot in for a lot of what Kelsey Plum was able to do.
You might wonder, is this just Plum being bitter? But here's the thing. Plum isn't alone. Remember, 5 key players have left the Aces.
But that bench, needs some work. Need some work, Becky. Your bench players, you need some more. You need some more in order to make some stuff happen. Unless you're able to work out that 6-man roster that you kind of did in 2023. If you can do that, okay, well maybe you'll be good. But yeah, you gotta get a GM, and you gotta get some more bench players that can make some instant offense when they come in the game.
That's not normal for a championship team. Something is definitely off.
The Aces have been a dominant force for the last few years, right? But with the rest of the league getting stronger and catching up, the Aces' death took a massive hit, and it won't be smooth sailing as they try to compete for a championship in 2025.
And Plum's comments are just the first crack in the dam. She's clearly sending subtle jabs at Vegas.
And one thing's for sure, guys. Vegas is not rolling, you get it? Rolling the same dice in 2025 as they did in 2024 and 2023. What does that mean for the Aces going forward? We will see. Who knows what the future holds in Vegas?
Fans are reacting all over social media, with some ripping into Aces management for letting things fall apart, while others are excited to see what Plum will do with the Sparks. One fan even took a shot at Aja Wilson, pointing out that Kelsey doesn't have to go out in press conferences and pump up a teammate's ego by saying unanimous MVP after every game. That's some serious drama right there. But it gets juicier. Plum's words aren't just about her experience. They're shining a light on the entire Aces organization. Is the locker room toxic? Are players feeling undervalued? If Plum felt this way, how many others might feel the same? The Aces culture is now under a microscope, and players are jumping ship. It's not just one or two players leaving, it's a full-blown exodus, and you won't believe who's next. First, we have Kate Martin, who the Aces left unprotected in the expansion draft. A huge mistake. The Golden State Valkyries picked her up right away, and she's excited about her new opportunity. Then there's Sydney Colson, Aja Wilson's bestie, heading to the Fever. It's like watching the Aces team chemistry evaporate before our eyes.
The Golden State
These
Valkyries
departures have left a significant void in their roster. But it's not just players leaving. It's about the Aces culture. Why are so many players fleeing? Is it the allure of new opportunities? Or is there something more sinister going on in Vegas? After all, the Aces were supposed to be building a dynasty, yet now they're losing key pieces. There have even been rumors that Kelsey Plum wanted to get away from Becky Hammond and Aja
Let's break
Wilson.
it down. Plum's not just talking about basketball here. She's hinting at something deeper,
and that was just
a culture
the beginning.
issue. She mentioned that
More
with the
departures
Sparks.
followed,
It's a culture
including
other
Tiffany
than just
Hayes,
having fun.
the reigning
We all play
sixth
better.
player
0.8
of the
points,
year,
4.2
who's now
assists,
heading to the
and
Golden State
2.6
Valkyries.
rebounds per game.
This
She was a
is
key
a
player in their
massive blow to
championship
their
runs.
bench depth,
So why
as
is she
Hayes was
suddenly
putting up
talking like this?
9.5 points, 2.8 rebounds, and 2.1 assists per game. Alicia Clark, fresh of, signaling that things weren't all perfect in Vegas.
0.8 points,
But it goes
4.2
deeper.
assists, and
She also said she'd
2.6
been
rebounds
eager for
per
the
game.
chance
She was a key
to
player in their
lead.
championship runs. So
She
why is she suddenly
didn't just
talking
join
like
the LA
this? 0.8
Sparks.
points,
She ignited
4.2
the entire
assists, and
WNBA with a
2.6
single
rebounds
comment.
per game. She
At
was
her
a key
Sparks
player
press
in their
conference,
championship
Plum
runs.
dropped a bombshell
So why
that
is she
has
suddenly
everyone
talking like
talking.
this?
She
0.8
said,
points, 4